Verse in the book of Joshua, right at the very, very start, where Joshua is taking over the mantle of leadership from Moshe, and it says there's a kind of mitzvah that's given to Joshua. It says, "Lo yamush sefer Torah ze mipicha." This book of the law should not depart from out of your mouth. V'hagita bo yamam v'layla, but you shall meditate on it day and night. And so Joshua is like the keen kid. He's like he's like the kid who really loves Torah, and they say, Joshua, you're going to be the guy who is always studying and you're thinking about it all the time. And there's an argument amongst the rabbis in Masechet Menachot about how to read that verse. And it goes three ways. There's three ways of reading the pasuk. Rabbi Yishmael says that's like a mitzvah. Lo yamush sefer Torah ze mipich. Means you should study the whole time. It's like a full-on thing. Like, the expectation is that this is going to be a total lifestyle thing, and it's going to be full on. And if you're not studying 24 hours a day, there's something wrong with you. And he says, you shouldn't be reading anything else other than books of Torah. And if anyone reads any Greek philosophy, that's evil, because is supposed to be studying Jewish stuff all the time. How could you possibly do anything else other than study Torah? That's one voice, the most extreme voice. Rabbi Ami says he has a different reading. He says Yom V'Layla is like twice a day. Like it's enough just to do something twice a day. And he even goes so far as to say if you said the Shema twice a day, you fulfill the obligation of Hagita Bo Yom V'Layla, day and night. It's enough just to say the Shema twice a day. If you do something regularly, that's enough to make it part of your life in a serious way. Like, you've been in this kind of total environment of the yeshiva, and you've had the opportunity to learn 24 hours a day. But when it comes to normal life, Rabbi Ami says, then the most important thing is to create regularity, to do something on a regular basis. Twice a day is enough to say that you're continually involved with Jewish life. That's the second voice. And the third voice, I think, is even more perplexing. The third voice says, and this is Shmuel Bar Nachmani, he says it's not even a mitzvah at all. When the Torah says, "V'hagiti bo yomam v'layla, lo yamush sefer Torah ze mipicha," it's not a mitzvah at all. What they were saying to Joshua was that because he was someone who loved Torah, he was blessed whenever he studied. It was a bracha, not a mitzvah. It was a bracha, not a mitzvah. Meaning when God said to him, "You're going to be the guy who studies the whole time," he was basically saying to him, "I'm going to give you a gift, and that gift is Torah. And because it's something you really enjoy, I'm going to allow you, give you the opportunity to do a lot of it." And that last voice, Shmuel Bar Nachmani, is a voice that says, maybe the most important thing isn't the mitzvah structure. The question of the last 4 months you've been with the yeshiva isn't about whether you've created the habit, sort of mitzvah of learning. The question is, did you love it? Were there moments where you fell in love with it? And that, in some ways, is a more important question than the question of whether you're obliged to do it or not. And I think that's a struggle for all of us. The question for a rabbinical student at the end of 5 years of study is not how much have you learned. The question is, do you love it or not? Because if you don't love it and that's your profession, you're stuffed. You're stuffed. If you don't love prayer, and you're going to be someone who takes prayer seriously, you're stuffed if you don't love it. And so the real question is, did you fall in love? And I think that's what Shmuel Bar Nachmani is saying. Like, we can discuss whether you have an obligation to this, an obligation to that. In the real world, obligation it only works if you're in love with something. Like, you can be obliged to do something, but you also have to want to do that thing. And what you've been given at this place is an opportunity to fall in love. And there were moments, I think that's actually quite a hard thing to do. Like, you moved out of a school structure where people were telling you to do stuff and giving you a framework and saying you have to do this. And the yeshiva is a place which works best when people come with their own kishkas engagement. And they do stuff because they want to do it. And I would imagine there'd be moments in the times when you've been to yeshiva when you thought, what the hell am I doing here? Mm. And there's been other times when you've thought, this is the place, I have to be here, it's the right place. And I hope that the process of being here has been a process of a little bit at least choosing and finding your own way into this stuff. And I hope that you enjoyed that experience. I hope there's a little bit of you that fantasizes about doing it all day, every day, the first voice. And there's a little bit of you that says, I'm going to go away from this and create structures in my life of regularity, my way of doing it regularly. But the most thing I hope is like Shmuel Bar Nachmani. I really hope that you found some real affection for the life that you found here, and that will be the thing that fills your kishkas and that allows you to carry on with whatever you're doing because you've actually loved it. So thank you for your commitment. And thank you for being, you've brought a kind of, like when younger people bring their passion for ideas and for discussion, it drags us all along with you sometimes. Like, as you get older, you'll find that people become kind of jaded and less committed to the world of ideas. And it's actually something that you've got that we need to learn from as well. Ideas matter when you're younger. You don't want to lose that. You don't want to lose the idea that actually it matters what you think about, and what you dream about, and what you care about. So thank you for your contribution, and I hope that you've found a home here in the yeshiva, and you'll come back, bring friends, and you'll come back into this place. And I hope that the love that you've developed for Jewish learning and for Jewish life here is one that will carry with you.